helps, but
no, it helps. It does help.
yeah.
So when we talk about coping mechanisms and things that we can control, you had also told me that you went on some dating apps. This was shortly after, and you decided you were going to go and
Wid-hoe.
Wid-hoe. So when did that start? How shortly after?
Well, that night I was laying in bed that he died, and I was like, this is not part of my routine. Like, I am used to my nightly marital bliss. Like, even when this guy was on 5 liters of oxygen, he couldn't like leave the house. We were still figuring it out. Like, he looked like Zac Efron, Dave Franco's summer love child. Like, my husband was hot as hell. If you have not been on my Instagram, like, you may go take a peep and admire him with me. He is a very, very attractive man. So I'm, we got married for a reason. I was used to this. So,
Yeah.
and being doted on too, just like we
Oh,
were
yeah.
obsessed with each other. And so to go from like 100 to 0, my downstairs mix up was not keeping up with my brain either. So it's like, I'm like, I'm so sad. I'm so horny too. Like,
Yeah.
it was so confusing in that sense.
Yeah.
And I'm like feeling guilty, and I'm like, do I like, can you masturbate while you're crying? Like,
It's
what
all
do I
these
do
like
tonight? Like,
crazy, right? Like just like
yeah.
total like mix of everything at the same time.
Oh,
Oh my God.
completely. So I'm like, what do I do? And so that's just the first night. And then like some days are, the days are passing. It turns into a week, and I'm like, suddenly everybody is looking, hot too. Like, I'm like, damn, look at the gardener. I'm like, damn, look at the UPS driver. Damn, look at the mailman. Like, everybody, I'm at the, and this is like, this was like just a couple of months before COVID. So there's no masks and everything. Like, I'm just like, everywhere I go, I'm like, and I'm like, I think I need to start thinking about like dating apps, which was such a foreign concept to me because my husband and I got together in 2013. They were just like coming into prominence there. I think we had Tinder, and that was it. I'd never been on a dating app before. And then I'm a 28-year-old widow. I'm like, I don't know how to do this. Like, I
Oh
have
my God.
no
Yeah.
clue what to do here. So, I started doing my research, and I think it was like 4 weeks after he died. I was like, I just need to get laid. I was like, we're starting to like creep into the last time it's been this long I hadn't had sex yet. Like, I'm like, I have needs. And so I popped on one of the dating apps and, was able to just like kind of rip off the Band-Aid, get it out of my system.
Yeah.
It's the dating apps are very much like food delivery apps. If you're a woman, you go on there, you pick something that looks good and you order it, and it's at your door in 45 minutes or less. It's very convenient. I love technology. And so I ordered Polish sausage that first night.
I'm just like, what do you tell these people? What do you tell them?
When I first started the dating apps,
Like
I
that
just
first
put, like,
one.
the
Like
very
what?
first one, I like when I put it out there on the app, I just put like, I'm an entertainer. I'm back and forth between San Diego and LA all the time, just looking for something like, fun and easy kind of a
Okay.
thing. And then I started talking to the guy, and I told him, like, once we were talking, I'm like, my husband just passed away, and I just like, I need something quick and easy. And he was in town. He was from Poland. So it was very convenient.
Wow.
And it just worked out. He stopped by. It was nice. It was great. Okay, bye. And I wish him well. So that was the first one was that. And then, once you get into that mindset, I think once you're into that habit, it just becomes like a habit. It does become like ordering
You feel
food.
like that helped you?
I did, because it was like, it was okay. And there was like mixed emotions there too. Like, there was like that whole like, wait, am I cheating? And it was like, oh wait, oh gosh, but there was also that like, it's been so long,
Yeah.
and then he's not here. And, making sure that you're with partners that are respectful of that and are understanding of that, like, and what you're looking for and what you need. But it was a lot of mixed emotions. It was weird, but
Yeah.
it was also something George and I had talked about too. It was like, what happens afterwards if something ever happens to me, what do we want to do there? And George and I both are pretty cynical, jaded, hardened atheists. So we were like, I'm not going to be here. Have fun, like do whatever you got to do, babe.
Right.
I think the only thing he would be disappointed in was that it's been men. I haven't been able to snag a lady. I think that was the only thing he'd be bummed. He was like, more boys, not a woman. Ew.
So what do
Boys
you
are
think?
gross.
What would you tell another widow? Because a lot of people go through that and they do
Yeah.
that phase and they feel the guilt. Like
Yeah.
what would you tell another widow about feeling guilty about that? I,
Oh,
I mean,
yeah. Please try to be kind to yourself, because nobody else is going to be kind to you. We do not have that same understanding, particularly for women. Like with men, I've heard this so many times. They're like, oh, he's lonely. Oh, it makes sense. He's so lonely. Oh, we need to be understanding of that. And oh, that makes sense. If you do that as a woman, they're like, you killed your husband. You don't care. You don't love your husband. You're a whore, on and on and on, all the judgment with all of that. And it's like, we're not supposed to be sexual as women. There's that Madonna whore complex. And then even past that, when you're a widow, you're really not supposed to be sexual. The expectation for me was to really withdraw from society. And then even at my own husband's funeral, I was supposed to be quiet, smile demurely, and have my hands folded in my lap. Like, that's really been the expectation that I've seen from most people as to how widows should behave.
yeah. Yeah. I
And it's
know.
just
God,
bullshit.
everything you just said, my God, it's so true.
Yeah. I
Be kind to
unfortunately,
yourself. Yes.
yeah.
That's really good advice. Just be kind to yourself.
Yeah,
Because
because nobody else is going to, guaranteed.
no.